What is up, peeps? This is For the Win TCG, and I'd like to welcome you back to another YouTube video. And today, we're going to be rewinding the clock a little bit and looking at Beast Box. This card had so much hype when it was released. People were looking at this going, oh my god, it's single energy, 120 damage, that's pretty cool. And then it just kind of bombed, and it never rose up for any point in time since its release. But I thought, you know, it's good to go a bit retro every now and then and look at this deck. It's funny calling Beast Box retro. In this current format, it is, but wow, I still remember when this was the brand new thing. But yeah, I wanted to try it out. Now, the big problem with Beastbox at the time was, well, pretty much every deck at that time in the format was playing 1 or 2 Lele's, or even 2 or 3 Lele's, depending on what you was running. And Lele was still a very powerful and almost, well, a staple in the format. It's still a staple now, but not as much. And now we have so many types of draw supporters that we can increase the numbers in this deck to see if it could be a bit more consistent, because Beast Box's biggest issue was dead drawing, and that happened so many times. So what I've done in this deck is I've beefed it out with draw supporters. We've got Cynthia, Tate and Liza, we've got Erica, we've got Lily. So we have quite a lot of draw support in this deck to see if we can counter its biggest weakness, that being its issue with draw. So hopefully we don't come up against a Shrine deck. Looks like we are, depending on what's going on with this Larvitar. Because Shrine is an absolute counter to this deck. And that's why I'm playing 4 Ultra Space. Oh! Yay! I mean, can't say no to that. I mean, free win, sure thing. Help me climb that ladder and get those 5 packs. I'll take that. Let's get into another game. That happens way too often in PTCGO. They probably just had a terrible hand and went, nope, just scoop, go for another one. But yeah, so hopefully we get some good results here. I managed to beat a Pikarom deck with this off camera whilst testing it out. And also beat a Charizard. It was a weird Charizard Blacephalon deck that I played against. So it was quite, I think it was just Charizard that teched Blacephalon, but so we've beaten Charizard with this as well. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully we can start off quite strong here. And this is looking pretty good. So of course we have the staples for Ultra Beast. We have Beast Ring, we have Beast Energy, obviously. And I've even decided to throw in Lusamine Prism Star, which it's not like a card, don't get me wrong. It's very specific. Your opponent has to be on free price cards. And we're playing a deck that primarily focuses on playing GX cards, sorry. So the odds of your opponent going to free prizes are quite rare anyway, but hey, you never know. So I thought we'd just throw that in there just for the sake of it, because, well, you might as well just go all out, right? So, well, speaking of the devil, there it is. And I think this is all right. So you can see here, just stuffing it with draw supporters. We're hitting draw supporters quite consistently now, which is good. And we kind of want a draw supporter in our hand every turn. Like, that's what we want to make this deck functionable. So that's the kind of goal here. So usually when it comes to my supporters, it's like a minimum of 8. So that would usually be like Cynthia, Erica, Lily, Cynthia, Erica, Tate and Liza. It's usually Cynthia, Erica, and something else, because Erica's really good as well. Hands down the second best draw supporter behind Cynthia. So that's kind of like my count. I've also seen, by the way, a few requests to do a kind of like a big beginner's builders tutorial on deck list building. So if you guys do want to see that, let me know. I probably will get it done anyway in this short period of time, just to give you my theory, or the theory craft behind my deck builds and what I do. And by all means, I never preach myself as the best deck builder out there, or even a great one for that matter. I just like to build decks and upload them. That's pretty much it. And sometimes they turn out great, sometimes they're just absolutely abysmal. But as some of you guys have seen, I mean, some of my decks are just, they just miss a ton of stuff. And it's thanks to you guys that I get to improve on my deck building skills and things like that, because, well, let's just use my brain quickly before I do that. We're going to take Liza for 5 fresh cards. Because, you know, I upload a deck list and then someone's like, you left this out. And I'm like, duh, of course I did. And that's kind of how it happens. So it's thanks to you guys as well that things on this channel should get better when it comes to the quality of the decks as well. So you're probably thinking, Pheromosa, why? Well, free retreat. It can be quite awkward having a stack attacker thrown up front as well. So you've got escape rope. But it's just in the case, let's say, where we have a Naganadon knocked out, then we can just promote the Pheromosa to, you know, manage our bench and do what we want before throwing something into the active. So it's an Ultra Beast. It provides free retreat. It's something we can do. And you could be a bit cheeky with a Beast Energy and hit 50 damage on something if you really want to, but let's be real, we're not going to be doing that. It's just for the free retreat. We do have a... is it Celesteela? I think it's called. I've never used the actual GX card, so I don't know what it's called. I think it's Celesteela. It's the one that hits 160 for 1 energy if we have equal prize. If our prize is equal to 6 added up together. I can't form sentences sometimes. I completely overcomplicated that one sentence, but hey, here we are. So Lost March is kind of a good matchup for us in the early game. We can just like smack, take everything out with the speed of this deck. So that's kind of good. Also, we can take full advantage of Erica because Lost March is just prone to benching everything all the time. So, I mean, that's how you get the most out of it, really. You bench all your hop-ips, but... losing a Kukui, that's not that big a deal, but the theory is working out here. We are hitting a draw supporter pretty much all the time, so we shouldn't have any issues with running this deck. So this is the tanky version of Naganada. We're not even playing any choice bands, but we have the stack attackers down, we have the bodybuilding dumbbells to really buff Naganada out. I think you can go up to a stack attackers increase it by 40 if you have 4 of them out, so that's 250. So the max HP you can have is 290. Then we're playing max potions and ace of rollers. To help just keep the tankiness of the deck going. So this deck is incredibly tanky and incredibly hard to KO, which is really good against tag team GXs because sometimes you'll be 2-shotting, even 3-shotting tag team GXs. So to help deal with that, we just build up our tankiness to help us survive when we come up against tag team GXs. So a simple dumbbell, it just makes us able to survive a Snorlax and EVGX hit, which would be in nature 240. If they throw the choice bands down, that's where the stack attacker comes into play. So there's a lot of tankiness in this deck, and it can withstand tag team GXs, especially when you're messing around with max potions, ace of roller, stuff like that. So that's the route I decided to take with this Beast Box deck, just to handle the heat of tag team GXs, which is what this format is consisting of. So ready, let's get a Lily out for 5, rather than that Erica. See what we can do. To be fair, all unplayable cards. We could Ultra Space to get another Ultra Beast out to increase our top deck value, but I think we're in a very good spot, so I don't think we need to do that right now. We still got Ericas for draw. We have Max Potion to work with as well, which is good. So if we take a hit, I think we'll be fine. Is my prize card going to come out? That would be good. I've chosen it. It should... turn it. There we go. There you are. There we go. Take your time. Take your time. But yeah. What I was gonna say. Yeah, I think I was mentioning the deck building. Yeah, I'll probably get a video out on that as well. But I just wanted to again just say for the record. English. For the record, that's, yeah, I'm not the best. So don't take my advice as like sole advice. When it comes to deck building, just look around, watch meta decks, and look at how meta decks are built, and pay a huge attention to support count, energy count, and the cards that are being played, which would determine the supporters count and energy count. So like if you got Zoroark, usually Zoroark plays, you know, DCE and then like 4 fighting if it's Zoroark, or 6 fighting if it's a bit harder to find the energy, which, well, shouldn't be the case with trade. But that's my point, right? If you have trade, it's a lot easier to find the energy, so you can play a lower energy count. So that's kind of a part of it as well. So there's a lot that goes into it, which I don't think many people start to... When the people are new to the game, they don't really realize how much goes into a deck when you're building a deck and what can make it meta, but there's quite a bit, which is what's the fascinating part about this game, right? That's what we love, and that's what I love, and that's why I build decks all the time, because it's just really cool seeing these things all kind of combine together to make a functioning deck. With that said, we need our weakness policy. Yes, we play weakness policy specifically for Lost March and, of course, Malamar. Because Natu is going to come in and just absolutely smack us in the face. So that's not a good idea. Also, this Pheromosa with a Beast Energy can deal with the Natu as well. So it's just another great idea there. If they take this out, they will have... We might be able to actually make use of this Celesteela, which now that I've just seen that it's weak to lightning, I might just take out. Because weakness to lightning is kind of a bad weakness now. What? You didn't go with the Natu? Are you crazy? Did they have the knockout? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, they didn't have the knockout. They didn't have the knockout. Yay. We get to go for the max potion here. I know it's not really the best time to max potion, but they want to use that Natu, and I'm not going to let them do that. So, yeah. Let's take Eliza here. Just get a fresh hand. Not many of these cards are playable right now, so we might as well just freshen up a little bit. That's more like it. That's definitely more like it. Let's get Ultra Space out just to counter their Sky Pillar. Doesn't really make much of a difference, but hey. Beast Raid in. 120 damage. Yay! That's the one good thing about this deck. It's just 120 damage pretty much every turn as long as you get set up, which obviously isn't the easiest, but for Ultra Space, Mysterious Treasures, Nest Balls, it's doable, especially with a ton of draw support as well. So I think this is like the first turn since we started where we haven't got a draw supporter in our hand. If I'm correct. I could be so wrong right now, but if I'm correct, which again is a good sign. But yeah, we seem to be just stomping through this Lost March deck right now. It's just struggling to get the damage going. Maybe they're going to get a few Lost Blenders down now. How many have they played? How many Lost Blenders? None. So they could really go for some Lost Blenders right now. I'm going to be honest. But they're doing some decent damage, but they're going to have to stack up even more because of our tankiness and because of how hard we are to KO. Which is what really makes it good. I remember quite a while ago, this was when I made the Swampert Quagsire video. So you could backtrack if you really want to. You don't have to, obviously. As to when I made that video. But that type of time ago, I remember playing in a online tournament. And I played against someone, I think it was Vitus. Who follows me over on Twitter, and I think he's a viewer as well. Great guy. He was playing a Naganadel deck. I think it's Vitus. And he's managed to beat me with that deck because it was just super tanky. Like, it was surviving big hits from the Swampert. And he was Ace of Rollering and keeping the deck going and just constantly making it almost impossible for me to take a prize card. And it was that kind of inspired me to, kind of take this route with Beastbox. Just remembering how hard it was to get a KO of all things. Speak of the devil, though, there it is. A KO from that Natu. So this is why we've got to be very careful. Yeah, definitely got to be very careful. Because we will be having quite a bit of trouble. Now, we could force them to KO the Lusamine. And hopefully they don't have a Guzma play. Because what we could do is we could use Pheromosa to just attack, get it KO'd. And then play that Lusamine. But at the same time, taking out the Natu could just be the best play. But one thing I'm scared about just retreating to the Naganadel, taking out the Natu, right? And then them just benching a Natu, attaching DCE, retreating the Jumpluff, KO, right? That's what I'm worried about. That's like a big fear. So I think I'm just going to stick to the energy on the Pheromosa and just poke this Natu and hope they don't have a Guzma play to take out my other Naganadel. That's the plan. And that will allow us to play our Lusamine Prism Star just to give us that little one-up that we need to take us through the game. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because regardless this turn, whatever I attacked with, something is going to get KO'd. And I kind of want it to be that Pheromosa. So, yeah, see, there's the Natu. That's exactly what I was anticipating. So, fingers crossed they take out the Pheromosa and they don't go for a Guzma play. That's like a bit of a gamble. But you gotta roll the dice every now and then, you know. Come on. No Guzmas. Don't Guzma me. Stop playing cards. Oh, I'm so worried. Okay, they got another Skip Bloom down. What's their jump ups looking like? They got one discard pile. Okay, so they probably have one more to go with. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh no, I'm scared. Please, don't just drop a Guzma and just take this out. I would be so gutted. I don't want this happening. Come on. Oh, okay. Okay, there's no Guzma play. There's no Guzma. Alrighty. That actually got me genuinely worried. I didn't want to take it out the Naganadel. So now we can go for our Lusamine as long as they take out this Pheromosa, which they should do because, well, they'll lose the Natu if they don't. So, you'll see, it'd be silly. There we go. How much are they hitting now? Oh, yikes. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we could take out this Natu, prevent damage next turn, and hopefully take out the other Natu. That's where my head is at. And I think we just get the last... Oh, there's no last stack attacker. Oh, no! Right, we kind of want to force them to take 4 prizes. So we kind of want to have all of our cards in play as GX cards. So I'm just going to get another Poipole here. Haha, we get to play Lusamine. Never thought I'd see the day. Here we go. Lusamine Prism Star. Have fun, buddy. Trying to take me out. Yeah. Hopefully we get a... I was going to say hopefully we get a Guzma off this prize, which we don't, but that's fine. As long as we get to take out this Natu, then things will be very, very smooth. So we just need... Well, I think we need an energy now more than anything in case this Naganadel goes down. But, I mean, they got to hit a pretty tough number. I think they have to hit with... I think they are going to hit it anyway. With weakness, they're going to be hitting like 300, 400 damage. So, in all honesty, I don't think they're going to have any troubles KOing this thing after this turn. But I think just having that one Lusamine just gave us a turn with, again, immunity. And now we just get another quick KO, which is great. And that means we just need to take one prize card. So at that point, we just need an energy to win after this Naganadel goes down on my next turn after attacking. So I think that Lusamine kind of came in real clutch there. Because it's allowed us to just get one little step ahead to just push us to win the game. So that's kind of cool. Now, I just want to say one thing quickly. I don't think this deck is something that's going to be rivaling the top tier decks, obviously. It's just a nice little sweet revisit of this deck. Almost like a reminiscing moment, really, just to see how it goes. Just whilst I'm working on, of course, the other decks that I have. I have seen the other requests. Someone's requested for me to do a Gliscor deck because I made one, which, yes, I did. I will, of course, do that sometime in the future. No! I thought they were going to do something crazy there, but that's fine. Oh, wow, they're just going for the stall strategy. Oh, yikes. Okay, we just passed. That's a bit of a problem. What's going on with our Guzmas? We have escape ropes and stuff, so we have Guzmas and escape ropes in this deck. I'm sure we can get out of this soon. And here is the classical dead draw of Naganadel. Oh, do you know what I should have done? I shouldn't have just passed. I should have dumbbelled onto that Naganadel. Yikes. Please don't Guzma me. Please don't Guzma me. Please don't. I don't want to see a Guzma play. I'm so scared. But whilst we wait for them to decide, okay, they don't have to. And they don't have the KO on that, which is a good sign. We need to get out of this. Speaking of, we're gonna just max potion is like, meh. So what's happening? Okay, now we use Ultra Space because we want to, yeah, we want to increase the odds of top decking what we need. So we might as well get that down. Do I bench that? Do I evolve that now though? I don't think I do. Because if they Guzma, they have KO if they... What am I talking about? It doesn't matter. They're going to KO this and this anyway. Man, it's such a shame that they kind of trapped us in that moment of playing Lusamine. Because that moment of immunity that was it. That was the moment. That was the chance for us to really get ahead and push ourselves to the win. So, we need to top deck a Guzma and take out the Natu. That's what we need to do. That's kind of the game plan right now. And hopefully they don't have anything to kind of take me out for the time being. I mean, they only need one more Pokemon in the Lost Zone to take out the Stack Attacker, and at that point, it's then game. So, fingers crossed they don't have another Poke. Oh, they do! Oh, we've lost now. Yeah. Not good. Not good at all. Yikes. Alright, we have to promote. We have to try and Guzma the Natu. That's like our only way to victory. No, we don't have it. It's game. It's game. That's a shame. That's a bit of a shame because that Lusamine turn. Oh, not having the energy to do that attack or having the escape rope. We haven't seen one Guzma and one escape rope. So that's 6 outs to switch. And we did not see one. Well played. That's a bit unfortunate that we didn't get it there, but we were very close to a win condition on that game, so we're just going to have to scoop up there. Bit of a shame, but I guess that goes to show why this deck is just not good enough even to this day, which is a bit of a shame because, you know, a lot of people have a lot of love for Naganadel, and the Naganadel GX specifically, so here we are. If you do want to see, I did make a Naganadel GX video quite a while ago, but it was quite an interesting one. It was Naganadel GX, and it was played with Ultra Necrozma, and the idea was to use Naganadel until it got KO'd, and then just beast ring to my Ultra Necrozmas, and then start KOing everything. That was the idea, and it was kind of a fun deck, so if you want to check it out, you can. But yeah, here is the list. Is there any suggestions you'd have to improve upon this list? If you feel like it's worth the time. Personally, I feel like if you're going to focus on a deck that plays a ton of GXs, I wouldn't say Naganedel's the one to do. But it's still fun, and that's the very point of this channel. Just upload decks that are fun, even if the deck itself is not the best. But yeah, with that said, please do leave a like if you did enjoy, and of course, subscribe for more. But until tomorrow, please do take care, and peace.